Hello and welcome to this tutorial on project workflow and editing. So what you're looking at on the screen right now is a short film that I shot last year when the GH5 first came out, and what I'm going to show you today in this tutorial is how I organize all of my files, footage, audio, and so on, and bring it all together to an edit, a finished edit, but in a system, in a really good way of working that's going to help you out and sort of make things really organized. So let's jump into it anyway. So as you can see in my edit folder here, I've got a footage folder, obviously, but in there I've broken all the footage down into individual scenes. So we're going to concentrate on scene 3 because this is a dialogue scene I want to look at. So you can see in here, these are all the shots for that scene, and I've renamed them in Adobe Bridge to Lanotta scene 3, and then it just runs from 1 to 31. And then in the audio, you can see this is day 1, day 2, it's a 2-day shoot. In day 1, again, I've got scene 3, and in that scene, I've got all the audio that was recorded by the sound recordist on the boom and lav mics and so on for that scene. So let's jump in, right, and what we're gonna do is create a new project. I'm just gonna stick this in a temporary folder for now. Right, okay, so we're going to call this the name of the film, Lanotta, Scene 3, SE3, and then Sync Edit. Because the first thing you want to do before you start trying to edit anything is sync your audio to your video so that your files are just ready to edit. Okay, that. Create a new bin. We're going to call this Scene 3 Audio. Another new bin, call that scene 3 footage. And then I'm going to grab that audio for scene 3 there, and drop that into the audio here in this project folder. Same for the footage. Footage, scene 3, let's grab all of that, bring that into the footage folder. Okay, that's done. So then basically you just want to grab all the footage and drag that into make a sequence, and then get your audio, all of it, and drag that below. And you can see there you've got 3 tracks of audio in this instance because we had a boom mic, and then you've got a lav on an actor and a lav on the actress. So there are different ways you can sync video to the audio to the video. Obviously, you can do it manually, which is going to take you a long time. You can use Premiere, which I don't really know how to do, or you can use Magic Bullet Pluralize or Red Giant Pluralize, which is what I use, and I really highly recommend using this. So if you haven't got it, get it. It'll save you a lot of time. So we'll just select that. Make sure all 3 options are checked in the settings here, and then just hit Synchronize. And that's going to take a minute to do, so I'll edit this video and cut out the waiting time and come back to it when it's done. Okay, so that's done, and what you can see is that what Pluralize has done, it's created, you've got your original sequence here, which is just all the files jumbled together, which we don't want, so we can just close that. And then you've got sync replaced, so the camera audio is now gone as well, and we've just got the good audio with the video synced together. And then you've got a version which has got the camera audio still there, which you might want to keep, but I don't, so I'm just going to close that as well. So now this step is really important. So what we're going to do is go to the clapper. I'm going to find where the clapper, which is there, where the clapper actually claps, and then I'm just going to trim that to that point. And as I said before, so we've got a boom and we've got 2 lavs. We're only interested in getting the best audio possible. So we're going to listen to each one, and we're going to find out where the actress's lav mic is, because that's really the only audio we're interested in for this shot, is the best audio. And I think that will come from the lav because there's a main road here, so it's going to be very noisy. The boom will be picking up a load of noise from the exterior. So solo the top one. If you hold Alt and then select that there, it just selects that, just double click that, and then now you can see that in the source. So if we just solo that, yeah, that's no good, so I'm not going to use that at all. So hold Alt, and then I'm just going to delete that. So solo the second one, hold Alt, select it. And now you can see, looking at the wave look, you know, when somebody's speaking, I think that's probably her, I think, the signal to noise ratio is much better. Let's listen to it. So let's jump to that point. So that's definitely the actress's mic. That's what we want. So I'm going to get rid of this last one, which is the actor's mic. Hold Alt again, and then I'm going to hold Alt again, select that, and then hit arrow up to bring that there. So now what you want to do is select both of the clips, and then right click and go merge clips. Sorry, let me just close that a second. Come back to the start. I want to see what's on the clapper. So select both, right click, merge clips, and now I want to call it what's on the clapper. So it's going to be scene 3, SC3, space, shot 3, SH3, and then space, and then take 1, TK1. I'm actually going to copy that so I can use that again, and I'll just have to change the take 1 to take 2, take 3, and whatever. So what you can see happens is when you create that, then now you've got a Premiere file which is synced, totally ready to edit. So when you repeat this process again, so we'll go to the next shot. So this is obviously take 2. Okay, there. Just get rid of the start because obviously we're never going to need that in the edit. And then I know for a fact that obviously her mic was the second one here, so I can just hold Alt, select that bottom one, delete it. Same again, delete the boom. Bring that up. Obviously Alt again, arrow up. Select both, right click, merge clips. I can paste that in and then just change that to a 2. Okay, so now you repeat that process for all of your clips. You know, you've got, I don't know, 20 or something. These pink ones are footage that's not synced because I don't need the audio from the sound recorders. It's going to be post-production audio. So don't need to worry about those. Delete those. So basically, yeah, you do that process that I've done on these first 2 clips here on all of the clips. So you've got the best audio for each actor. And then you'll end up with a big list of synced clips that are ready to edit. So basically what I do when that's finished, when that process is finished, I'm not going to do that now, so we'll be here all day. I'm just going to create a new bin and call this scene 3 sync. And I'll take the synced files and put those in that synced folder. And then the original audio and footage, I'm just going to create a new bin and I'm just going to call that scene 3 assets. I'm going to take that audio and that footage and put that in the assets folder. So now you've just got 2 folders in here. You've got assets, which you shouldn't really need to, you probably won't need to use. And then you've got your files, which are for the actual edit. So now you can close that and then you can start editing. Obviously there's only 2 clips in here, but you know, you can start your edit. Take that out of that folder and then just call that, rename that sequence and just call it scene 3. So yeah, you can start it. So let's look at the synced file from my actual film and you'll see what I mean. So I've got Lanotta, edit, project files, and you can see here that I've got all of the sync edit projects for every scene. So if I open scene 3, so I've got my finished edit sequence there, which is this file. I've got the assets folder and I've got the synced file in there. Look, you've got shot 3, shot 4, shot 5, shot 5B, shot 6. So I've edited this scene using just these synced files here. Now another good reason why this is a good way to work is because if you've got every scene as a separate project file, you can have your friend editing one scene, or maybe you know you've got an editor working on a rough cut of some scenes, and you as the director maybe you're editing one scene, or whatever you want to do. But because it's separate, you can do that. Whereas if you're trying to edit the whole film in one timeline, obviously you can't do that. And secondly, if you're trying to edit the whole film in one timeline, it just gets very messy and starts to give you well, it gives me a headache anyway. because there's too much going on the timeline. Whereas here I've got a nice clean timeline with, I'm just interested in this particular scene. So when you want to then, you've got all of your edits done for every single scene, then you basically create a master project. So to do that, you're basically just going to create a project and you just call it, let's say, Lanotta Master Edit. I'm just going to save that to that temp folder again because I won't need it later. And then basically you file, import, and you just import all of your synced scenes. So let's import scene 3. And it'll ask you, do you want to import the entire project? Yes, you do. And then basically you want to make sure this is ticked. Definitely create folder for imported items. And then what it does is you can see here now it's got in that folder sync edit scene 3. That's everything for scene 3 with the edit that you've already done, finished. To put that in the timeline, you just drop it in the timeline. And there, that's your finished edit, done. You carry on and import the rest of the scenes, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you start building your film up. And let's have a look at my actual master edit for the film, which is this one here, main edit. So you can see here, I'll just delete this, this is subtitles. So what I've got is some titles at the very beginning. Let's jump back to the very beginning. Got some titles going on there. I've got an intro sequence, and then scene 1, scene 2, and so on, scene 3. And then there's the audio here is muted from the edits because this is my finished mastered audio that's been done by a friend of mine who's a composer. So that's the music and the dialogue and everything properly mastered and mixed together. So yeah, you can see I've just built it up. If we look here, I've taken the sequence files out of these sync edit folders and put them all there so they're there in order. So once you've got that all together, if you want to fine tune stuff, and let's say in scene 3 you're not quite happy with something, then you can just go here and double click on it, and then there you're in scene 3 here, and you're back into your edit, and you can edit in there, and any changes that you make will ripple back into that master here. So you're only ever looking at a scene at a time, and then you're looking at the master as one separate sequence. So you can see what I actually do, but it's totally up to you how you do it. I actually do my grading in the scene. So I've got some film grain here, I've got my aspect ratio, and then I've got the grading going on the clips, which is done in Lumetri in this instance. And then there's some post-production audio that I've dropped in there. This is a news reader that we recorded. So if I play that, yeah. So yeah, really that's kind of it. So you know, first things first, sync your audio scene by scene to your video. Do that first before you do anything, and create those synced files, because those synced files, you know, they're files that are ready to edit here in scene 3 sync. Look, these files here, they're all ready to go. Do that for every single scene. Edit your scene separate from your master project, so you're only looking at that scene. That way you're not going to get bogged down with having way too much information on the screen at one time. So yeah, I think that's kind of my process. Hopefully that helps you guys. Let me know in the comments, you know, if you've got a process which is better than this. I'm always keen to learn new things. So let me know if you've got any questions. I'm trying to keep this tutorial under 20 minutes, and it's getting there now, so I don't want to go on too long. If you've got any questions about if I've missed something or you don't quite understand something, let me know and I'll answer you in the comments. And I really would like to try and start doing some tutorials about how I actually shoot stuff, but I need a second person to try and, you know, record me showing what I'm doing. So I need to try and figure out how to do that, because because I've got some real cool stuff I'd like to do some tutorials on in the future. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Cheers. Bye.